Madison Conservation Commission meeting of December 4th, 2025. Calling the meeting to order. Let's see, I think we need to elevate Ted. Make a motion to elevate Ted.
Make a
All in
motion to
favor?
elevate Ted.
All in favor, yes, okay. Approval of the minutes of November 6th, any comments? Anything?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay.
Second.
Second, and all in favor? Yeah, yes. Okay, November 6th, non-public. Make a motion to approve the non-public. All in favor? Oh, second, you need a second. Okay, one of you.
You can't even know you weren't there.
I can't.
You weren't
even know
there.
I wasn't
Okay, you were there, so
All right, we'll do Josh. Okay.
Josh is seconded.
Everybody's good? Vote?
Okay.
Yes? Okay, thank you.
Okay, and public comments, so, sir?
I was just coming to see if there's, what the commission was all about, and,
Oh, okay.
I mentioned it to Mike once before, and he says, come on in December 4th. So I'm
All right.
looking just to see if I could help out,
All right,
be a
Good.
grunt and do that.
very good. Well,
Good,
Take
you
the
can do
trails.
minutes.
What's that?
You can do the minutes.
I didn't catch
Well,
your,
almost.
I didn't catch your name.
I can't spell correctly. My name is Jeff Cullington. I'm at 951 Plains Road.
All right. Well, this is gonna be a short meeting, so,
My wife will like that.
all right. Okay, well, thank you. Old business, Tim, not here, but, Tim commented about the activities needed for Chain of Ponds, and, so he's aware that we're looking for a plan. And he also scoped out the work effort for, the monitoring, which was, he said, $500 per year, so
Oh, that's
not a
it.
significant, increase.
Can you tell us what happened at the closing?
Well, that's the next
Oh,
part.
sorry.
I saw Tim on the
You're,
20th.
you're up, you're with it, really.
I saw Tim on the 20th, and I talked to him about what we have to do for all of that, and he's working on a plan to get it to me, so I know what, because I have to,
Do we have to do anything, or we have
not
to
right,
wait for him?
not right now. No, we don't have to do anything till the end of the year, of next year, like, we're good right now, thank
Right.
goodness, because I wouldn't know what to do.
All right, Chain of Ponds update. We closed on what,
November 10th,
10th. And we met at Cooper, Cargill office, lower office. Everything went well. Mr. Crow did not send in the, his end of it, the deed and all these other things. So everything was put into escrow, everything cleared out the next day, so we were good. There was one issue of equipment being located on the property, which was again a Crow issue.
His equipment?
yes.
So he made assurances that it was gonna be removed. The day after, it wasn't removed.
It was actually moved that afternoon, when
That
I came
afternoon.
home. He
Yeah,
removed
so-
it by 3
so-
o'clock that
so-
afternoon.
He was aware that he needed to evacuate from property which is not his.
Was that equipment related to the excavation and logging of the
Yeah,
lot,
yes.
forest pine lot?
They'll
Correct.
chip, you can't have anything on property at all, that was the concern.
No.
But it's
So,
gone.
then it was all procedural in terms of different documents that were signed. I think I signed 3 documents, all of them in connection with the easement and our payment of $213,000 for the easement. In terms of what their plans are, I asked what are the near-term plans that they have. One of them, which I wasn't aware of, was ATVs. And that there was concern on ATVs now entering the property. So the immediate plan is for them to signage with respect to.
Because they're not allowed, right?
Correct.
Right.
So that was it. There was, the other thing was, I think they need to do quite a bit of different adjustments in terms of different
They have encroachments.
encroachments and things of that
Needs
nature.
to
So
come to the zoning board.
those are the immediate issues. And I think we're in good shape in terms of what our expectations are. We did receive a check for $17,000. That check is for maintenance of the easement. Now, I believe everybody's agreed to the fact that we're gonna have a new account, which the 17,000 is exclusively for Chain of Ponds, so we can't use it for alternative.
It's going to be in one of these accounts, but I'm gonna have to track it separately. I've talked to
All right.
Cordell, so I've confirmed what I can do.
Okay, as long as,
Yeah, we're good.
as long as
We're good.
we're,
I got
as
it
long
on
as
my-
we're not expending any of that 17
For
for
anything
other
else.
purposes
Right.
other than maintenance. And
So,
apparently it was as a result of one of the requirements that the easement had to be funded. Now, we're a municipality, so I think we have the ability to fund that. But apparently, they believed it was necessary to give us some funding, which was, again, determined by them, 17,000, which at the rate that Tim is talking about, we're talking about $500 a year. So we will have other expenses as a result of things that happen, particularly forest maintenance and things of that nature. If they want to do a cutting, we have to get involved in terms of the forest management plan. So when they come up with a forest management plan, we will be involved in that. So there are things that are going to happen. Also, it's a matter of if they want to do any improvements or whatever, we're involved in that as
Right.
well. So it's one of those things that we will be drawing money out of that particular account from time to time. But I believe it will last for a substantial amount of time.
and then once it's gone, then we'll just fund it through town meeting or fund it
Yeah.
from the forest
Right.
management account or
Right.
something like
I
that.
wouldn't worry about it for
No,
another
I won't worry
few
about
years.
it.
So.
Won't worry about it.
So it's not one of those things that we have to get excited about. So it took about an hour. It was well done and all that. Press release came out, significantly modified from what they prepared. So it was cut down substantially. I was quoted, and I was unhappy with, they cut off the end. I said we had 1,300 acres under either we owned or it was under easements. Dropping off the fact that this was 625 addition,
those
which was
acres.
a substantial, that was the point of my comment, which got cut off, so I was miffed at the Convoy Daily Sun, which everybody apparently is.
This was our largest land acquisition in the town history for conservation, so it was 625 acres.
Right.
It's taken us about 20 years to get it, but.
Oh,
but
it's been a
done now.
target for us forever.
I'm glad it's
Forever.
over.
Beautiful
And,
land.
it's one of those things that it's the right thing to do to preserve that particular territory. It affects the aquifer, Civil Lake, and all those other things. And there's natural beauty there that's substantial. And if some unfortunate development took place, excavation, gravel removal, things of that nature, would have affected the property and the quality of the land. And so we're preserving that area, and it's going to be something that is a benefit to everybody.
Did you pursue it with the Sun to get to have them do anything to clarify the problems with what the original article was?
We rewrote some of it.
Yeah,
What's that?
We rewrote some of it.
Who did? You
We
did?
did. I kinda
Was-
added
was
some
there a
things and
second article in the
Ralph
paper?
reviewed it and I sent it to Linda and, cause I made sure the first paragraph, we were in there, cause we weren't. And that was, I was like,
Yeah,
we made a contribution, like,
Yeah.
we need to
well, the
be.
whole purpose of it is conservation, and the fact they didn't indicate there was a conservation, it was the first draft unfortunately didn't describe it as conservation land.
Oh.
So it was like, had to read into it to get to the fact that this was conservation property. So I fixed that in the first paragraph. And we also added a section about the importance of it, and what the meaning is for a conservation easement. There was a paragraph for that. So that was done. They accepted everything that we changed.
Yep,
However, Conway Neely Son made additional alterations,
oh,
substantial one. Some of it was beneficial, because they were talking in detail about some of the conditions for the funding, which went into a lot of detail, which was not necessary. They went through line items, and I don't think it footed to the entire amount of the funding. So nobody really tracked the fact that they mentioned all these different grants and all that, but it didn't total to what they received. So, omitting ours as well. So it was. It's fine, in terms of the whole principle
It's
of the
done,
whole
right.
thing
It's done.
is
I can
just,
sleep
it was
at night
just,
now.
good end result. Property review commitments, well, we have a new one, so we're gonna have to do some work on that, coming up next year. So this will be Chain and Ponds, it will be, a review item, and also a, property description for our book. And Tim has volunteered to do the property description, so that is up and coming. Other than that, I don't believe, and Tim is updating the Goodwin Brook issue in terms of what was done recently in terms of the cutting and everything else. So there's not much left to be done on that. I still have a desire to digitize the whole shooting match. And I think we're in pretty good shape in terms of getting, if we could get it done, I think it could be something
Can I
that,
have after budget season?
Uh,
Can I have after budget season,
Yeah, well,
please?
so, I still have that on my wish list.
I know,
Whether
I
or not
know.
it's
I'm
gonna
not
happen or
telling you
not.
no, I just-
But I think it's important that if anybody wants to understand what properties we have, they don't have to go to the library, or they don't have to go to the office here.
Right.
And that, if people are aware of anything that's going on at any of these sites, it also is helpful in terms of they have the ability to access what we're actually describing the property to be.
Did we decide how we were gonna fund that? I don't remember.
We're not,
I don't have any money in front of me right now.
the hope is that as a result of the master plan, it'll be included in the funding for the master plan. That's the theory. I'm not sure it's gonna eventually get there, but we don't have the ability to do it from any of these accounts, and that is the problem. So if we had positive benefit in any of these accounts and our budget, since it's not in the budget, it's not a possibility, at least at this particular point in time.
Did we get a figure? Was it $500?
That was the last guess.
That was a while ago.
So, again, it was like, we haven't done anything because we haven't had the ability to do it. So, deal with that if there's an opportunity. Okay, new business, no new business. Nicole, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, sure. I followed up with the Board of Selectmen on last time talking about the cleanliness of our fish. And I did get a hold of Josh Buenpane he's the DES aquatic biologist. Cause the selectmen said go ahead and pursue it to find out some answers. So I have the general, fishing, how risky every lake and river that they test. Like, for example, eating out of the Androscoggin River from Berlin to Maine, do not eat for anybody. So, so it goes up and down to depending on the lake. And then I have Silver Lake in specific in Madison, and the two highest years for mercury were 1996 and 2019. So, but they tested two different fish, so I'm not sure if it's apples to apples, because like a chart for the ocean, different fish live in different depths and eat different things, so what their bioconcentration is by species, I would have no idea. But,
Okay.
so they tested, it looks like our lake, since 1996, they tested a bunch of times in 96, then once in 2000, and then that was a trout, and in 2019 they tested a pickerel, and I don't know why they didn't test the perch again, but if anybody wants to look at it, I could pass it around, it's interesting. I was here for 4 hours for a meeting this morning, so I didn't make it back in time to ask if I can make copies this morning.
Did they come to a conclusion, or?
No, he just said reach out with questions, so if you have any more questions, about our specific lake, it's not named in the general fishing guidelines, but it is, he provided that extra piece,
So does it say what's dangerous and what's not?
not in that piece that it says, that
Next
it's
time.
over, those are over the limit for consumption, is how he phrased it to me, but.
Next time, if you have anything like that, just email it to me and I'll copy
Oh,
it
okay.
for you.
Yeah, I can forward it
just
to you.
send it to
Yeah.
me and I'll copy and.
I copied it for the select board, cause I got here a few
Yeah.
minutes early, I was able to, and then when I left today
That's
and got back, 'cause like I said, I was here from 9:30
Yeah,
to 1:30.
just send it to me and I'll do it for, and I'll bring it down.
But
Okay.
it was interesting, but that was it, and I have his email, I can reach out if you have any other questions, I can follow up with him. He's like, anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Okay.
I have his phone number.
Any indication of any other issue like lead or anything like that?
This was specific to their testing in general.
Right,
The one to Madison is mercury. The one in general is usually mercury and dioxin, which are both named in the
Okay.
general fishing warnings.
right.
So if you wanted to take a peek at it. I mean, I don't know if he made it sound like we could ask him to test another fish if we wanted to. You could just ask him. He's like, I'm here for you, so open door.
Well,
So-
I think the contamination is so rare that, very seldom is there a lead mine
Right, exactly.
leaching, slag leaching into water. So
Right.
it's an unusual event, so I know it's not the norm of a testing protocol.
For lead.
It doesn't exist as far as I know.
Right, if you read the results from all of the lakes and it's not it's not all,
Right,
but if you read the results, it's all the same mercury or mercury and dioxin. There's
right.
maybe one mention of PCB.
There was that watershed management,
Yeah, they
Maybe-
commented about mercury.
yeah.
So that was in the recent report. This is the, what do they call it, the water quality
Watershed management,
plan.
Okay.
And it's a survey that's being done on Silver Lake, and they're in the midst of doing the plan. So They did water testing, a substantial amount of work, and substantial amount of good information as a result.
And DES is leading that?
Well, the grant is from DES, and it's an independent company, FBE, that's doing the
And they report to DES or do they report to us?
Yes.
report, well, yes, they report to
Both of us.
DES. I think they kind of work hand in hand.
Right. Well, I have an expectation that we participate in some of the work, and we have, in terms of the water testing and things of that nature. And they've asked for our input in terms of what our concerns are and things of that nature. So they've been very responsive, and I think there's good work.
There was a little note about the fish, that just that there's like an advisory or something like that, like a lot of other ponds across, and I kind of took it as like there's a couple of years, like it tested high, and it's kind of like a CYA for DES. Don't eat all the fish, out of Silver Lake all the time, because occasionally they do a test high for mercury. That's the way I took it.
Yeah, I got that list for Madison, and then but on the regular DES site, Silver Lake doesn't make it on the list
Yeah.
at all.
And they do say we have, and on that report, the initial report that's come out, it says we have one of the cleanest lakes in the state. So, as far as their testing is going.
I believe SLAM is involved in that a lot also.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Green Mountain doesn't test for lead, I'm correct on that, correct? Green Mountain doesn't
No.
test for lead.
No. They don't test for mercury.
You're right. It's mostly, yeah, and more.
All right, thank you. Anything else?
That was it, thanks.
Okay.
No, Mark?
Mark is on an airplane.
Yep, at 8 o'clock, heading to Valley. Bye, in the Valley.
All right.
And the other years, they probably couldn't catch a lake trout. That's all they could catch was a yellow trout.
All right, administrative
I don't
correspondence?
have anything, but I have the warrant articles, we need
The warrant articles,
to deal with that.
Okay. All right, so let's go through the warrant articles.
That's what we did
Article
last year.
19,
That won't be that number this year, but that's what we did last year.
$10,000, this is appropriate forest maintenance account. So we're keeping that the same.
How much did we use this year, do you know?
I can't tell you off the top of my head, I didn't bring it down with me.
Well, we didn't come close, I don't think.
No, we never have since I've been here.
Right.
We're not over, I know that.
We approved, what, $4,000, a little over $4,000 for Tim, is this?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So and I think we have, I know we have a positive balance, but,
Right.
We do.
but it was like $4,400 or
It's
something.
right here.
Okay, here it is.
That's the forest maintenance account.
Okay. That's what we have as a balance,
Mm-hmm.
cash balance. but-
Correct.
Okay.
But I think we should still make the motion for that warrant article for
Okay,
this
so
year.
anybody have any issues with 10,000? Since we haven't expended
I
10.
think
We
it'll
do it
be-
every year.
Right.
Keep it for Tim to
What we don't
monitor all
spend
of it.
goes back in that fund.
Okay, so
Right.
Article 20, we're looking to put 5,000 in for land acquisition.
I
Last
think-
year, I don't believe we had it in.
We did, but that was for Cordell, for the chain of ponds, so that I
Okay, that was the
could do legal
5,000,
fees.
right, for the legal fees, okay.
And I think we should do it again, because I don't know what's gonna happen with our non-public, the Goodwin piece, Cook's Pond. So I think, because if I need to talk to him, I gotta pay him somehow, so I gotta be able to have something to pay him from. So,
Okay. Article 21
Yeah, we're
is
not
the one I have an issue with, understanding what we couldn't do. This is to see that if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $500 to offer youth of Madison conservation training and instructive opportunities.
that's the
That was
key.
last year.
We can't.
We can't do that.
Right. Okay, so this is, while I'm reading so this is out, we're not asking for that.
And that's gift account is, that's what we have so far in our gift account.
Gift account, we have $358.81. So those are the two warrant articles.
Yeah.
Any issues with either one? I don't think so. Okay?
And the, letter from Green Mountain, that's one, what,
That goes with the annual report, when Ralph does his letter, this
Right.
goes with it, I brought it down with me, yep.
yeah, good,
Yep.
a couple of years we missed it, but.
Nope, was in last year, and, yep, nope,
Because it's good, because you can see how the money gets spent.
yep.
So just being out of the, right after the Chain of Ponds purchase, and I'm gonna ask it, cause it's gonna come up, what is the next, what's being eyed? Because if you're asking for $5,000, somebody's gonna say, you know, we've always said because we really want the Chain of Ponds, what's the next answer? You know what I mean? I mean, I
Well-
think Kate just alluded to something, but it's going over my head.
Well, the issue is,
For land
we
acquisition.
have,
No, the issue is that the one that's in front of us, we've had a couple of non-publics about it, we've made no decision.
Okay, so there
But
is
if-
land somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it came to fruition, the land's gonna be a gift, but it's gonna come with a price tag.
Okay, yep,
And so we may need legal counsel to help with that,
right.
because and I'm
Yeah,
just
that's the
thinking,
part that went over
I'm
my
thinking
head. I just-
ahead,
yeah.
so that when all of a sudden something happens, if something does happen with
Mhm.
that, I'm not going like, I have no one to talk to, what do I do now?
Right, right.
So,
But it comes up typically at town meeting, not all years, but they're gonna say,
Yeah.
well, now the Chain of Ponds is bought, what are you looking at next, you know?
I don't know what the bill is from Cordell. I don't know.
he wasn't over, he was not over the 5,000 that we allotted him, no,
Okay. All right.
no. The attorneys are very, they're very conscious about what they charge us. I mean, I have two ZBA attorneys, a planning board attorney, and then I deal with Cordell too, and they're all,
I thought Cordell did a very good job. I was pleased with his help with some of the issues. And I think it was a matter of, we had some rough sledding a couple of times with Upper Saco. And he was very helpful. And I think we accomplished everything we wanted to do in terms of the deal itself. And one of the issues was primarily Mike's issue was consolidating all the properties into one tract.
yep,
And they had a notion that they could subdivide and do all sorts of things with the property. And we accomplished exactly what we wanted. There's no subdivision, there's no boundary line adjustments, there's nothing that they can do with that property except sell it in its entirety to another conservation organization. So that was an issue that stuck around for a long time. We had the issue of what was permitted in terms of use of the tract itself. And I think we accomplished everything we wanted on that score. And so I think we made some very good adjustments to the contract, and I think it was meaningful. And Cordell was responsive. I think he handled it very well.
when I said to him, I'm getting a check for $17,000, what am I doing? I had no idea it was coming. And he said, well, don't turn it down. And I said, okay, I won't, but I didn't expect it, I didn't know it was coming.
Right.
So I'm thinking that was 10% of the purchase price, which kind of comes into play of what it was,
All right.
so.
But the issue was, they interpreted what is it, the standard that was required for easements. And they interpreted that it had to be funded. And we had no intention of doing that.
I think there was something in the state a few years ago where the state really strongly suggested people do that to cover potential litigation in the future and also to monitor the easements, but it was something that came from the state so that it was built into the easements, the larger easements. But it's what I wanted to say to Nicole was, when we asked for the $5,000 before, we just put it in the account, and then we did have that one time where we gave $25,000 to Nature Conservancy for the purchase of the property, the Goodwin property around Cook's Pond. And so we were able to contribute that amount of money and get a right of first refusal on that property because we had funds to do that. So even though we don't have a particular property in mind, there are always things that come up that we can contribute to and then gain access to that for the town.
And that
Right.
money would help for legal fees, that's where I'm going with it, that's my
Right.
thought.
So,
Oh my, I'm just.
but it's such a little amount of money anyway, but it's good that the town, I think, keeps conservation on their radar and that they want to fund the Conservation Commission to do the work that we do.
Hey, Mike, what was that, we got something about conservation easements, what was that we talked about was it last week or the week before?
Yeah, there's some political
Something,
action
yes.
group out there that's trying to,
Yep,
basically trying to eliminate them.
yep,
They're gonna propose legislation to allow them to no longer be perpetual,
Right.
so that they'll have an end date, so that the rich people can eventually develop all the land.
And that, I think, was what the state was trying to get ahead of a few years ago by asking that there be a certain percentage of money that goes towards a defense fund in a way, although that's not what they're calling
it was like
it.
a
What
10
kicked
year.
off that was this transaction. They mentioned that in that,
I
in
find
the
it hard to
write-up-
believe
in the
because
write-up.
this property is completely undevelopable because of the wetlands. It's completely undevelopable.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do certain things, but you're not gonna make any type of like housing development or anything, you can't do it.
Just what he's doing now, which is just the 5 lots.
all right.
I've seen whole towns built on sticks, and you can only access by 4-wheel drive. So I think if you're wealthy enough,
Well, I
it
know,
can
but
happen.
the rules and laws in New Hampshire won't
Right.
allow you to disturb those wetlands.
Right.
Even with years.
As population pressure increases when you and I are no longer here, it's gonna make a difference, I think. I mean, I look
Sure.
at that place that was built right across from Winter Road, I mean, that was pretty much wetland, and they built it up and they have a house clearly above but I mean, that seemed to me that never should have been built.
I would agree
They
with you
came to the
100%.
ZBA though.
I lived there my whole life. I remember when that wetland was filled.
Exactly. And
But
so,
it
we
is
just
what-
never
is what
know.
it is. Can't go back and undo it.
Right. It
You
was
never know
passed.
what's down the road.
Okay, account balances. Oh, annual report. I will be beavering away and you'll have an opportunity to review it.
That's January meeting, I thought.
Yeah. In terms of account balances, conservation, land use, we had $6.13 increase.
That doesn't reflect the 213,000 that came out.
No, this only goes to November, no, it does not.
It's November 2, so
We closed it
transaction
November
was-
10th, so it didn't come in yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Forest maintenance account, there were 4 deposits from cutting, and that was
Then we have 2 more in addition to that came in the last week.
after,
Well,
so
So,
it was
we've
something
done
like
very well.
$5,000 in addition.
Yeah.
Be more than that, wouldn't it? Didn't he say it was like $41,000?
Yeah,
that's a lot of
but there
money.
was additional 5,
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just got
Oh, wow. So like
17th.
46,000?
something like
17th of November and the 20th of November, he brought in
Right.
these, so
and where are they logging?
Goodwin
It was
Burke.
the Goodwin
Goodwin
Burke
Burke.
Forest, the oak recovery.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
And capital reserve, nothing new there. Conservation gift account, we got 1 cent interest.
I know, isn't that awful?
Altogether, with that interest, you can barely buy a cup of coffee.
I know.
All right, so if anybody else has anything else important to say, except Merry Christmas, and we'll see you
Happy New Year.
next year. All right, well,
Need a
with that,
motion.
make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Um,
Beach tour.
We'll be setting some goals in January